ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app. Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and it is that time of the morning for cornflakes and crack. The Super Bowl edition, it's over. The dust is settled. Headliner today, Eagles make it hurts so good. Thumping Chiefs and Mahomes. Talking to Billy quickly backstage, still grading all those props, and had a great day, and I couldn't be happier for him. We'll get into today's what happens after the Super Bowl. You know, now there's a what we call in our lanes Black Monday. We'll talk about that at some point as well. A special show here. We've our following. This show has grown globally, and I have to give a happy birthday shout out to Danny, Emil and Danny from Port Alberni, British Columbia. I get emails every week from Emil and Danny, and I want to wish you a very special happy birthday. When I say globally, this show just takes it to the next level. And we're going to give Crack a couple weeks off. He deserves it, meaning vacation spots. I mean, he's everywhere, but he starts the week here, guys. We're the first show here, and we couldn't be more blessed and honored to have him here. So a couple weeks to refresh, regroup, and our goal obviously is to come back for March and then play it throughout the year. So that's the goal. So keep your fingers crossed. And shout out to Elijah Cox and Live Zone Sports for getting us set up for today as well. And of course, our partnerships and sponsors, WagerWire, who was at Radio Row as well. Head on over to Google Play, download the app. It is free. Viva Tequila Seltzer, 6 flavors in all. The East Coast is Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And last but never least, Atlanta Steaks and Seafood. Head on over to Facebook. Introduce yourself to Terry Smith. Head on back to atlantasteaksandseafood.com for subscription plans. Check a box every 30 days. Presto Magic. Terry will take care of your food for 1 month. So without further ado, the star of this show, Mr. Bill Krackomberger himself. Morning, Billy.
Hi. Good morning. What's going on, buddy?
You know, you get the kickoff couldn't have come soon enough. I just 2 weeks of every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a mic that has an angle, that has a prop, that has a reason why, you know, inside information, yada, yada, yada. Finally, the Star Spangled Banner, the kickoff, and it was like deja vu from a few years ago early, that Tampa Bay debacle when they destroyed Kansas City with Tom Brady. We were kind of witnessing the same thing, Billy. Could you tell early?
Yeah, well, he looked, Mahomes looked terrible in the pocket. I mean, it's not really not his fault. I mean, his offensive line just crumbled every time. And it's the old adage, man. Defense wins Super Bowls. And, you know, not only that, they have a great offense. So Philadelphia won pretty easily. By the way, the score does not dictate what happened in that game. That was some garbage time at the end. That was a barbecue. Philadelphia barbecued them. So that score is not indicative of what happened on the field. The dynasty is probably over. Their reign's over. I mean, they had these one score games that they just kept on getting lucky, winning them, and being involved in them. And listen, I'll be the first to tell you, I actually bet the Chiefs. I needed the Chiefs on a future. I needed them on the money line. But that's a small portion of yesterday's wagering, as I said, on dozens, and literally dozens of shows the last 2 weeks. Proposition bets is the way I make money throughout the year in the NFL, and it's the way I made money yesterday too. Happy to say that Westgate, when I went over there the first night, standing online and going back and forth, you only get 2 tickets, and you get 2 trips to the window. I'm sorry, 2 bets to make at the window, and then you have to go back on the back of the line. And that list went 8-1. And the rebets went 4-0, so I was really happy. Wound up having 12 winning tickets and 1 losing ticket, so that's a big plus for myself. And you know what? I said on every show, I hate that. I'm not one that goes on shows and says and brags about things, but it shocks me that people. A perfect example. I have DM on Messenger, DM, and I have a list of guys that ask me for Super Bowl props every year. So I have maybe 10 people. And I said, go back to Twitter. I said, I gave him that Westgate list, and I gave him another list that went 4-3, and I gave him a Westgate list that went 8-1. I just said to myself, and I said how strong, my strongest prop on every show, I said, under Barkley on his longest rush, under on his yards, and under on Patrick Mahomes rushing attempts. I mean, there was a 7.5 in town here, -50 and -$1.80. I bet that's twice. Under 6.5 is what I gave out to everybody. And I told them that, -$1.30, -$1.40. But I said, you could take under 5.5. You can actually get plus money. If you get $1.25 or better, might be a good bet too. So anyway, I am pretty surprised. I went to my DMs, and not that I'm looking for accolades or anything, but it's funny how the human condition is made up of. The human condition will be, okay, he gave me 10 bets to put in. I put in my own 20 bets, and I lost. So Crack must have lost. And I see this with my customers sometimes. I had a month where I had a stupid month 3 years ago in college basketball where I hit like 85% over like 60 plays. It was ridiculous. And I lost customers that month. And I said, wait a minute. I told my assistant, give me the 3 emails of the 3 people that quit us that month after this run. And it was stupid. It was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous run. And I emailed them all personally. And I just said, what happened? Well, one guy said, yeah, my wife doesn't want me to gamble anymore. And, next guy said, well, I parlay all your stuff, so I really didn't win. The next guy said something good. He goes, did you win? I said, did I win? I was like 35-8. I'm like, maybe even 35-6. It was something ridiculous. He's like, yeah, I put my own stuff in. I lost again. I can't help myself. And I lost. I lose. And only a few people even said, wow, what a run. It's the human condition. We will still bet no matter what. And I'm going to say this on all the reactionary shows I do. I'm doing one today at 12 o'clock also. And we automatically say, oh, I'll bet that stuff, but I also want to bet a parlay, and I want to bet my 5-teamer and 4-teamer and 8-teamer, because I seen on Instagram a guy hit one. He spent $5. He won $75,000. I got to do that. I got to try to do that. Now, I bet 25. This guy bet $25. He won $100,000. Oh man, I got to try that. I got to do that. And those little, you think, oh, it's just a little peanut bet. Those little peanuts add up to a big mound of peanut shells. I just made that up. Yeah, I mean, they're just, that's exactly what it is. There's no substance to them. And at the end of the year, it's a lot of money. And that's exactly what the sports books want you to do. They want you to parlay. They want you to bet into one-way markets where you're only betting the yes. So and it looks so pretty. It looks so great. So in other words, will Saquon Barkley break the all-time Super Bowl rushing record? And we're going to give you 13-1. And then people say, oh my God, this is the greatest running back ever. Of course he's going to break that. Yes. So I actually wrote I think that's what this kid got. Someone sent me this. I don't know if I can find anything, but someone sent it to me and said that he got 13-1. And I said, well, the only problem is you probably should get 25-1. You know, like it's probably a 50% hold. Excuse me.
God bless.
So, thank you. So, yeah, it's not a great bet. These one-way bets, and you know, there's not a fair straddle when you bet into a one-way market. You know, put it this way: it's so bad of a bet when you bet into a one-way market, unless you have listen. I'm not saying I don't bet into one-way markets, but I have multiple outs. I have dozens of outs. So if I want to bet, you know, someone to win the golf tournament, I really like the way his form is or something, and I want to bet into that market, I can look to different sites and find plus 8-1, plus 10-1, plus 12-1, plus 14-1. They're real numbers too, by the way. So I know that I have brought that house edge down from 30-40% down to single digits, and maybe I have some information that he's playing well, and so there's more to the story because I don't bet a lot of one-way markets, but I will bet into one-way markets. I just hit a great coach of the year bet with the Minnesota Vikings head coach O'Connell. You know, I found 30-1 here at Circa in town, and so I seen 20-1 though, 18-1, but I just and it was a real ballsy bet. You know, the team was you know, just lost their quarterback and situational, but I bet two of them, by the way. I'm not going to lie to you. People say, you know, I just took a stab. No, I had two coaches of the year. So I wasted 1 unit on that, but still won 29 units on a future bet. So I will bet into the future market, but it's very situational. I like to bet the yes/no markets. And people just love to take those long shots. They love to, because it's in their face. It's constantly in their face. It's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. It's every single sports site that's showing these tickets. And it's not even the sports sites themselves. I haven't even seen much of that lately. What I see is people that hit them. They're so proud of themselves that they put that on, you know, Twitter. And you know, someone sent me $100 ticket to win 200 and some thousand. It's on my phone somewhere. It's on Twitter. That's unbelievable. But he said something. He told on himself. I had an old Uncle Benny. Uncle Benny always said, "Just listen, Billy. Everyone tells on themselves." He said, "I bet between 5 and 7 of these a week." So he said, but I finally got lucky and hit one. Now, yes, if you bet between 5 and 7, let's use the median number. Let's use 6. That's 300. That's 6 times 5. That's literally 600 times 50 weeks. Let's call it 30,000. That's 30,000 a year. Now, in the next 8 years, if you have the next 8 years covered, I have to give that guy a lot of credit. He's probably not going to give the money back, but he's probably going to spend the money. So that means he'll spend the money on something he wasn't going to spend it on, and he'll be into his credit cards in a couple of years and paying juice on credit cards. I'm just giving an example. It could be anything, but it's just, like I said, I go back to that old saying that my buddy Teddy Atlas actually taught me that word: human condition, what we're made up of, what our chemistry is, what our what's our insides made of. Teddy also told me, you can't trust a good friend, and Customato taught him this. You can't try. You think you could at 18 years. You know the guy 18 years. You still think, That's your, no, 20. You need 20 years of friendship to really trust someone, I want to just tell you, it's hard to believe, probably. Jeff, you think I'm the happy, go lucky guy? I was going around casinos yesterday. People were saying, "Can I take a photo with you, Crack?" I had, and of course, I was happy to take it because I love people. I love people that listen and watch, and maybe if they can get just a little nugget of wisdom from me of off my 30 years of gambling. And by the way, losing. That's right. There's a social media guy that's on social media that admits, yes, I was a loser way before I was a winner. So if you could learn a little something off my playbook of, that cost me money, but maybe won't have to cost you money I love it. So I'm happy as can be, taking pictures with everyone, trying to be nice, trying to do the night. And it was my wheelhouse. You understand? Super Bowl Sunday, sports books. Of course, someone's going to, know it from Action or VSiN or, your show. There you go. So anyway, what I was saying was, I see all these people, nice, be friendly. You'd be surprised, going back to the Teddy Atlas custom auto thing. I really don't have any friends. Not real friends. Not real friends. Money has came between me and so many people that I thought were my good friends, my dear friends, guys that I would trust with anything. Money makes people do things they know they shouldn't do, but they just do them anyway. It's really, really scary. It's really scary. So I've talked enough. I went through the whole thing here without even, it's like a one-man show on stage like Chaz Palminteri does in the Bronx Tale here. Sorry, Jeff.
No. This is what we're here for. Billy, you hit so many chords here. Uh, um, you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink. And as you was stating, we've been public now since January 1st, 2015. We have had some of those amazing runs. In 2017, from conference championship through March Madness, we went 30-2. That's when the actual numbers were real from these sports books, and we could read them like it was like waking up and all of a sudden looking at the board, and it was like, oh, and I would just 1, 2, 3, 4. It was fish in a barrel. We've had some 19-2 runs, 21-1 runs. In the month of December, we were plus 29 units just in college basketball team totals. Well, the market said enough, and they shrunk it, and it disappeared. Now we have to go the next step. But Billy, what's funny is when the brackets came out, we put our sheet together on exactas. We put our sheet together on futures. Before the first playoff game started, we had Chiefs beating the Eagles at 11-1. We had Eagles beating the Chiefs at 17-1. We had Patrick Mahomes at plus 450 at a Super Bowl MVP. We had Jalen Hurts at 15-1 to win the Super Bowl. And these were all at FanDuel. But again, it's crickets. And I use this every day of my life. Out of sight, out of mind doesn't work for me. Communication is the key to life and success. And so many people, like you said, hey, great run, Jeff, but I went 2-10 on my side, therefore I broke even. Or when you go on that 2-8 run, boy, you suck. Thanks for that. They have amnesia, Billy. Amnesia.
Yeah, there's a long-term thing here, and when you do have a losing, week or a losing month, it's amazing how misplaced rage comes after. Tough business I'm in. Very tough, very unrewarding. It really is a tough business just for those reasons why you said. So that's why I need a little break. Go down to Florida and stuff, and just to get away from here for a bit. I'm actually coming your way too. So, it's a tough business, but hey, it's Black Monday, and here, I still have, 4 or 5 media jobs. So I'm very, very fortunate. I have lots of people asking me for help right now. Lots of big names that you would say no way to. you would be blown away and say, "There's no way that guy asked you." I just show you the effing text. I just show you the DM. I mean, there's some big names out there begging, and they're names that probably wouldn't help me if I asked them anything. I could just tell you that.
You know, you brought up that Black Monday, and for years and years and years now, it's been getting worse, worse, and worse. Starting at COVID, you know, this was supposed to be the gold rush. This is get in, you know, all the glitz and glamour. Everyone forgets to look under the hood, and if it looks too good, it probably is too good. And if your name is not DraftKings, FanDuel, or Caesars BetMGM, you need not apply, because if you're fifth or sixth in a state that has 8, 9, 10, you can't survive. Maybe it's a lost leader, and hey, we can take the hit in Massachusetts because we're thriving in New York and in Pennsylvania, wherever it is. But Billy, can you explain to everyone here? It's not all puppies, cupcakes, and unicorns, and people think it is.
Yeah, no, you're right. Life in general has given me some great opportunities, and I'm so grateful to that. Hey, you got street kid, barely graduated high school, but and yet I have all these media opportunities. But you know, it's street smarts, common sense, decision-making skills, talking good with the public, being on their level, being relatable, maybe being a man of the people, speaking up for people when they have no voice. This is all the stuff that has helped me in my career, and it is a career. Imagine this was something my mother and father were telling me years ago. Billy, don't be talking about. Please be careful. Be safe. I said, Mom, I'm betting sports. What goes on the doors outside there where you grew up in the Bronx is 10 times worse every morning. And I'm betting sports, Mom. I'm, you know, like I'm not doing nothing, but God bless them. They were very overprotective. I had a father even that would, you know, call, even though I lived in Vegas, I would come and go visit them at their house in Monmouth County, New Jersey, on the Jersey Shore. And I would fly back to Vegas and I would get in like 4 in the morning or, you know, 3 in the morning, whatever, midnight, whatever case it may be. And my dad, it would be 4 in the morning their time. So my dad would say, make sure you call when you get in. I said, Dad, I'm 40 years old. Like, and he said, yeah, but just ring the phone, please. I don't care. Make sure you're, I had very overprotective parents that were always looking out for me. So, but if they only knew now, which I'm sure they do up there in heaven, if they only knew now the opportunities that has been, you know, thrown my way. And I don't mean to do a thing where I feel like I'm bragging on myself, but, and if it all went away, it all went away. I could still go back to making money betting sports. Most of these people that are going to be losing or losing their jobs, they may have to mop floors. They can't win betting sports. So it is what it is. If you want to talk to a real person in the space and ask some questions back and forth, I'm your guy, I guess, because I try to help everyone. But I'm a little burnt out, though. I'm a little burnt out. You know what I'm burnt out from? Exactly what happened yesterday. Having a nice winning day and people thinking that I had a losing day because they lost. And, you know, they bet their parlays, their teasers, their live wagering when they're paying double the juice. You know, people don't realize, they think, oh, yeah, I love live wagering. Well, yeah, live wagering loves you, too. You're paying, you know, double the juice of a straight game. And if you have multiple outs, you're paying triple the juice of a straight game. So, and they just get so involved. It's closet gambling. They're just firing every commercial, every closet gambling. You know. Anyway, it is what it is. We go on, and we see what's around the next corner. So now, by the way, I'm going to miss football season. I had a great time NFL season. My Fox Sports radio show nationwide. Every weekend. It was fantastic. It was a great run, and I'm so lucky they asked me to go year round now. So I'm going to go, instead of countdown to kickoff, it's just countdown. So now we do countdown on Sunday mornings. Myself, Jeff Schwartz, former NFL player, Brian, no, we're going to continue doing that. I could bring my Comrex machine and do that from anywhere in the country. So I'm really happy to do that.
Well, this is a perfect transition to you. The final question of the football season: cornflakes and Crack's vacation spots.
You know, I'm going to Foxwoods. I have a lot of tickets to cash from my futures that I bet in May and June of last year, July football futures. I'm going there. I'm going to probably go down to AC for a couple days, see a friend or two there. I have tickets to cash in Hard Rock in Florida. I have until May to cash them, but I'm going to go down there and spend some time with my brother and visit both coasts, the East Coast and West Coast of Florida. I might take my wife to Baja Mar or the Atlantis. Probably, I like the beach at the Atlantis. I go to the Cove at the Atlantis. They have their own private beach. It's so nice. Have a good connection there for. I say free rooms. You know, when you go to the Atlantis, I took my brother-in-law who just retired from the Secret Service. I took my brother-in-law, his wife, and the two kids, my wife and myself. We went down to the Atlantis, to the Cove. I got 2 free rooms. By the way, like $700 a night for a room. I got 2 free rooms. Got some great comps for some food and stuff. It still cost me $10,000 for the week. I mean, for 4 days. It's Shakedown City, the Atlantis. It's Shakedown. You know, these. I shouldn't say the Atlantis. These islands in Nassau and Paradise Island, they're just shakedown places. There's so many fees. If you order, by the way, if you go to, like, we went to Nobu because there's a Nobu down there. There's no incentive for the waiters to do anything good. They're still going to charge you 20. I think it was 28% on top of the bill. Then an island fee. It's like 35%. So if the bill's $500, then it's going to be $675. It's amazing the different fees down there on top of things, but it's a good time though, just to get away. A big deal. It's to swing on a bet or something. I don't know. I'm just ranting a little bit on the Bahamian way they do things down there. And Baja Mar is beautiful, by the way. I've been there multiple times and great place. So I'll go down there. Maybe take my wife away a little bit. I always wanted to do Europe, but I never have. You know, my dad was in the Navy, and my dad was an American history major. Very, very smart man. He always got mad that my brother and I and kids in general didn't know the history and stuff about the country. Imagine what they today. Forget about it. If it's not on Google, if it's not Hey Siri, they don't know what it even is. So, but my dad always said, Billy, I really don't want you going out of the country. He never liked me to go. And now we're in some times too where it's tough to go to visit out. Like I want to visit. I want to go to like Poland and Hungary and different places like that. Italy, I do. I love to walk on my grandparents' steps. They came from Hungary, and the other side came from Italy, and I never been to either one. So it's some stuff I want to do. I don't know if I can get away to do it here in the next couple months, but it's something I want to do in the future for sure. So doing some traveling, maybe do some. I like to go when it warms up just a little bit more, even though the weather is like 75 year round in San Diego. I like to go to like Barona, Viejas, do a blackjack run. I enjoy that. Believe it or not, you're gonna think I'm crazy, Jeff. I'll do that by myself. I'll go by myself and just drive for hours and just clear-headed drives and mess around and pop in and pop out of some double-deck blackjack. Put the fake mustache on, turn the hat around. It's enjoyable to me too. Yeah, I mean, I think I won $1,800 the whole trip last time. Last time I went to the California coast, but it's nice. There's a little Italy and San Diego. There's some great places all throughout the coast towns there, San Diego and north of San Diego. Great eateries, and it's a great time. I just really enjoy it, and my wife will come with me there sometimes also. So it should be a good time. Looking forward to get away a little bit. I'll still do my show on the weekends on Fox Sports Radio, but tired of taking a little break, taking a little Bill Krackomberger time.
Well earned and deserved as always. And as I've said every show since the first one, and obviously hoping this is not our last one here. We're blessed and honored that you started your week here with us at ECSI. As I said in the opener, this show has gone global. We got emails coming to us daily thanking us and thanking you. You know, as they like to say, so many snake oil salesmen in our lanes. And for me, you know, when I was a kid, I had hair and it wasn't gray. I made so many mistakes from the North End to Federal Hill to New York City that I want my mistakes to be my mistakes, but learning opportunities to the rest of the people. And you're the same. You're a back east guy now living in Vegas. Why can't our youth days, where we say we want to educate with a little entertainment, be, you know, a story where someone's about to go make that same mistake and the light bulb comes on and goes, oh shit, Bill and Jeff were just talking about that. You didn't get me this time, did you?
Yep, absolutely true. Well, good, Jeff. It's been a good run here, and let me know if we have a future here in March, and I look forward to talking to you again, my friend. And thank you for everyone for watching and commenting throughout the season.
Billy, have a great couple weeks off. Enjoy yourself. Behave. Cash some of those tickets. When you get to Foxwoods, give me an ETA. I hopefully can get out there and meet you.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Take care. The one and only Bill Krackomberger, at Bill Crackman, at CrackWins. Go follow him. Elijah, quick commercial break, and we'll wrap it up. Stay tuned.
2,000 years long, we will never settle. Hard days, no way, with a heavy metal. No time, no fail, won't stop here. Like a torch to a flame when it burns hot. Won't stop, come on, baby,
you know, tough show today in regards to the Super Bowl's over. Thank God. Yeah, again, the 2 weeks, I get it. I get all the hype. Next year in San Fran, which ought to be interesting. Maybe you get a Buffalo versus the revitalized San Francisco 49ers. Who knows? But there'll be people running to the window betting the exactest today, and they'll be holding your money for 364 days of the year here. But Bill holds a special spot in my heart. You know, we're two back east guys that have lived in these lanes a long time. I've told my story a million times. My first wager was in 1975, people. That was 50 years ago. The Reds were playing the Red Sox in the World Series. I bet 50 cents on the Red Sox with a classmate. And of course, at least we got to 7 games, and my career was off and running. But when you can bring together two people like myself and Bill and not relive those moments, but turn them into teaching moments, I think that's what these lanes need. Is that not the 28-legged parlay, not the, you know, $10 to make $100,000, because for every one that hits that was not photoshopped, there's 100,000 $10 tickets on the floor to pay for that one and have the book win a quick 250, 500,000. So again, shout out to everyone here, not just for today, but from the start of this show on Labor Day. Shout out to Slim Shady himself here. Shout out to Emil. Shout out to Danny. Happy birthday, Danny. Love you guys to death. I'll be waiting for Emil's emails every week for the USFL football coming. Shout out to Elijah Cox for all his work. Shout out to Live Zone for all their work. 5 o'clock, the closing bell, re-entry Monday with Riley Maggs. We'll talk about the Super Bowl. We'll talk about Thomas Dietrich, Box the Wire at the Phoenix Open, and much more. See you soon, and stay